explored all these planets. No, I haven't. Because there's no real names there. So yeah, we're back with Warhammer 40K. Gonna explore the planets, see what happens. Extractor. But this is a toxic planet, so we can just get in here, get the loot, kill the bad guys, and get out.
This is intriguing.
Huh. That's not good.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
You hear a strange sound that reminds you of dripping water or the clattering of something sharp against metal. Oh, are we gonna have Tyranids?
Let us not dawdle.
Crimson is a good color for battle attire.
System still works. There are
Enemies
strange
will
gouges
perceive
on the
no
middle of like
weakness,
claw marks that
not
some
even
beasts
if
are
you are
trying to get.
bleeding.
Two are out of the shed.
My augmentations allow me to function effectively, even in the event of extensive blood loss. This is what should concern those who dare to stand against the servant of the Omnissiah in battle.
Whatever you just said. I think we're gonna see Tyranids. My first time seeing those. I'm excited.
I always keep my options open.
Hunched over the box caster, the hooded man mutters monotonous. Why can't I say monotonously? But emphatically to the microphone as he rocks slowly to and fro in the light of distant stars. Our emperor progenitor wanders warily, with thoughts and visions of us. He sends his particles of his light. Though his body suffers, his mind lingers on us. Let us therefore nourish him with the light of our souls, with our prayers, with our faith. The faithful worship the Emperor under a great many names and after a great many fashions, and yet I do not like this prayer. Put your hands up, take off your hood, and don't make any sudden movements, or else you'll be dead before you're properly acquainted. Is that Oh, is that a Death Eater? Oh, what about it? As long as the man falls silent, a satisfied chuckle without a hint of fear comes from under his hood. As long as our father or progenitor think of me, I am eternal. What are they called? They're the humans that are trying to take over with the aliens and they're mutating themselves. Well, they've been infected. I don't know the whole thing, but I can't think of what the name of they are now. I want to paint some of them. Anyway, with the pale hand he throws back his head, you see an ugly face with a flat, wide nose, disproportionately large brow ridges, irisless eyes with enormous pupils, a wide toad-like mouth, and a skin that transitions to purple scales of cheekbones. Standing before you is an abomination subhuman, a mutant. Welcome to the abode of the Nourishers. Look closer at the misshapen man. This being's nature has strayed too far from mankind's blessed genome. The Creed sees no humanity in deviations like these, and so it commands that such creatures be exterminated without mercy. I understand this to be a trap then, am I correct? Indeed, afflicted one, you have nowhere to run. Mutant shrieks, grinning. May the grace of our progenitor be upon you. His words of your peers becoming a shrill echo of 100 voices, minds, growing ever louder. It torments your mind before you know it. You reach for your weapons. Gene Stealer cult. Gene Stealer cult. That's what it is. God bless. Okay. Sorry. You hear a clanging echo growing louder in the empty modules, like hundreds of claws striking bulkheads and grabbing at the bars. Whoever's advancing upon you, there are a lot of them. You ought to run for your life before they trap you in this crammed box cabin. Countless foes in a cumbersome position. O Emperor, I thank thee for giving us another chance to taste sweetness of battle and solemn joy of courageous deeds. Sister, I fear we are about to partake of something quite different. Or more likely, someone is about to partake of us. We've got to go. Your gaze falls on a rune-covered control panel near the box receiver. A green lumen burns beneath. Engage airlock seal switch. The switch socket is corroded. It does not immediately yield to your touch, but the lumen changes colors to blood red, and the wearing on deactivated airlock rises up from the depths of the ship. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, see?
With fire and
There
vigor,
it
our
is.
Emperor imbue us.
Okay. They are ugly. Yeah, G-Seal will call. Stay there. Where's Pascal? Put you back here, buddy. Put you kind of for the forefront. Please have yourself coming behind me. Okay. Front line.
Request denied. Cogitation fails.
Oh, god damn it. Really? Oh, that sucks. That again.
My competences are not that universal. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
I understand your intent. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
It's as good as done. Consider this a taste of what's to come. I'll make it happen. You never stood a chance.
Lord Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. I'll do it.
High momentum.
A tactically sound approach. Indeed. It will be done. Reduced to dust.
Living on the edge.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Oh god damn it. I forgot to hit twice. Such an idiot.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
At your beck and call. I will do my duty. An exemplary strike. My ears are ringing. Indeed. It will be done.
A moving target lives longer. Am I getting paid for this? You jest, surely.
One fewer target.
Oh, wound.
Is there money to be made?
Oh, it got destroyed. What?
Keep your wits about you.
Unexpected result.
I always have a backup plan.
Go back. You have to stop our list.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I was doing something wrong. What's purple? Maybe it was just a scout. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. Those tears are not something you want to fuck around with. We level up. I don't like the archetypes in this game, but for the most part, I feel like they're useless. But anyway. A small planet gently wrapped in amber forest greets you with a ruby-colored dawn. Basil von dem Cleach, the local governor, gives the rogue trader a warm welcome. After several glasses of Damascene, the sweltering ruler asks if Selena Voidstar von Valentis would keep him company during the upcoming hunts. Accept the offer. After several hours of riding the local peculiar animals, you make camp in the middle of the golden forest. Basil von dem Cleach points at the sky. A flat disk rises over the horizon, constantly morphing its color and shape. The forest grows silent and empty. You can no longer hear the singing of birds or even the rustle of wind. The governor nods with satisfaction, and a few shapes step into the clearing. Their bodies are twisted by an unknown phenomenon. You watch the freaks with astonishment as they begin to dance to the throaty clacking of their brethren, turning the bony, gross, and pulsating flesh of their scaly hands towards the unnatural thing in the sky. What the fuck is going on? You're about to see with your own eyes what is happening here. Watch in silence. The hypnotic dance seemed to continue forever. The unfortunate creatures howled, whined, convulsed, unable to tear their bleeding eyes from the celestial body. When the Pavonine disk outshone even the light of the local star, the physical shells of the things that used to be men burst, releasing beasts onto this plane that not even the most fluent and capable pen could describe. Basil von dem Cleach excitedly explains that the creatures you saw are the children of the great king of distortion. It is he who is the true god and patron of these fertile grounds. Once every cycle, his chariot shines its light upon the world, and bestows transformation upon his most ardent followers. The rogue trader may become one of his heralds. I will execute the governor on the spot. The governor's head separates from his neck with a distinctive squelch. Black and brown blood seeps into the soil beneath his corpulent body and is immediately transformed into a writhing tangle of worms that burrow deep into the ground with unnatural speed. Return to the ship, pondering what to do with the world, and more importantly, what to do with the King of Distortion. I'm going to order that the crew chart a course to the anomaly known as the King of Distortion. The senior officers observe suspicious activity emanating from the twisted celestial body at the heart of the system. The chaplain advised you to get ready for a potential encounter with the spawn of the archenemy, so it may be wise to reconsider unless you have holy relics, sacred wards, or blessed effigies of the Emperor. Aflame with a plethora of colors, the stored celestial disc trembles slightly beyond the endless windows of the captain's bridge as the rogue trader's ship approaches its center. Another worldly voice, cold and enveloping, enters your mind. What could this puny wretch possibly offer a king? The officers on the bridge look around perplexed. Their eyes are full of terror and confusion. Many clutch their heads in loud howls of pain. Some empty their stomachs, but most, pale and exhausted though they are, have joined the Lord Captain, resisting the entity's influence. Command the entity to release the minds of the Amber Worlders from its grip. The king's mocking laughter rings in your ears, and a deep red trickle runs slowly from your nose and over your lips, leaving an aftertaste of salt and metal. We'll order ship wild 1,000 pair of voice service over holy relics for the protection of the Amber World and clearing in your own souls. Deafening gong strikes are heard across hundreds of decks. Your eyes are misted with red and your gums bleed as your subjects fall to their knees all at once in a shared prayer to the God Emperor. The holy relics from the ship temples melt from the ardor of your speech, and the entity screams and writhes inside your brain, struggling to break out. Many drop dead during the first minutes of prayer, unable to resist the corruption. However, others immediately take their place, unfazed by the sight of their fellows turning to dust in seconds. Then a nauseating stench engulfs the ship's deck like a wave, causing people to retch forth their innards. Finally, every deck is plunged into darkness. Ghosts of the past walk among the living, stealing breath from the weak of spirit. And still, the prayer is not extinguished. It is hard to tell if the prayer service has lasted several hours or several days. At some point, you feel your very essence overflow with heat and power, and then the intruding will falters. The distorted disc vanishes from the gun's void ship's augers as if it had never been there, and at long last, everything is quiet. As everyone slowly recovers from what just happened, reports begin to come into the captain's bridge. You've lost a third of your crew in the unequal fight, and the fortunate survivors are going to take some time to come around. All hail the rogue trader. That's done. The golden forest of Amberworld looks enchanting and familiar. Let's proclaim yourself the sovereign of Amberworld. From that moment, the world belonged to the rogue trader alone. Your people eradicated the settlement's housing unclean followers of the profane cult. The corruption instilled by the king of distortion loosens its grip, and the estates of Amberworld can breathe a sigh of relief thanks to the efforts of their new ruler. Yet malicious servants of the Arcanemy still lurk in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to wrap up the planet in a web of heresy. Evil does not simply disappear without a trace. Well, since I lost a third of my crew, let's demand tribute. Relieved to be free from the Arcanemy's yoke, the planet's subjects gratefully send you their humble gifts. So now can I... move on to the next area. The ship's augurs registered an emission of unknown radiation in one of the chambers. As a result, some of the voidsmen now have glowing irises, which have proven to be quite beneficial in the performance of their duties. The vessel's confessors are in doubt and suggest they be an outward sign of corruption. Let's gather the corrupted for a mass prayer. The crew's fervent prayers were answered. Those bearing the luminous irises dropped dead upon hearing the hymn of the God Emperor, while the rest were struck with severe sickness did not abate until the vessel left the sea of souls. Charred ruins have been detected on the planet's surface. The architecture, building, materials, layout, and passages betray the Xenos origin. There are currently no signs of Xeno activity on the planet, and the ruins seem to be abandoned. Send a recon team. The burnt husk of an Imperial shuttle has been found in the heart of the ruins. The pilot's remains are badly damaged. It would seem the shuttle smashed into the building at full speed, causing the fire that destroyed it. Sister Argenta believes the crew has found the remains of a martyr who sacrificed themselves to protect humanity from the Xenos threat. She proposes to erect a monument and hold service in their honor. We'll help Sister Argenta. Hundreds of crew members disembarked to honor a nameless hero, while many more remain on board to listen to a boxcast of the liturgy in the somber gloom of the decks. Even though the pilot's name is unknown, their sacrifice will be remembered in the hearts of the Imperium's true children. threats. Let's take care of the enemies of humanity. How you use all your weapons in one turn. And have all the control to use against mine. Oh, you sneaky dude. Alrighty. Lord Captain, certain reports come from the queries of Variable 6. The slave laborers have lost their minds. They forget how to use tools, huddle, continue to worship shamelessly into space, even under the lash of the whips and ruining the mining deadlines. Some people get obsessed with using their nails to claw out the blasphemous symbols on the tools on machines, and even on their own bodies. The most mad have painted the walls of several mines from floor to ceiling with symbols and then gone off deep into the mining tunnels. None of them could be found. The wardens consider a performance to divert attention away from the escapes and impending rebellion. What are these symbols being scratched out by the slaves? It's hard to give these drugs any sort of intelligible definition. Unnaturally round circles connected by lines. These lines are interrupted by groups of dots. The pattern can sometimes follow some sort of logic, sometimes be unique. I can provide pics of them. After examining the pic, you realize the symbols are connected through a strange logical sequence. What do my advisors have to say? Spotting an intriguing pattern in the drawing of the symbols left by the prisoners, hypothesis they have a practical purpose, requesting access to the mines and the right to investigate the specimen for Adeptus Mechanicus. Disappearing prisoners? What is the point of running away from penal servitude if the entire world is a prison cell? No, Shireen, these Ashmanics have found some sort of smuggling tunnel network and are hiding there, and the drawings are their secret language that they use to give orders to their fellow prisoners. I know some guys who could find some secret places and decipher these languages. If the slaves will continue to disappear for no reason, then unrest will soon follow. Whether out of fear of disappearing themselves or out of hope for the possibility of escape, to stifle this we had to put pressure on the slaves' leaders. My experience suggests that such people could hold more sway than any warden. Jay, have your adroit little friends investigate exactly where my servants wandered off to. For a generous fee, my people can find even the smallest stone tossed to the bottom of the sea, Shireen. A squad of brave smugglers slipped into the mines and discovered a long collapsed tunnel was cleared up very recently. An unnaturally even wall covered in strange symbols caught their attention. The tunnel went down deep and was not on any of the mining maps. The colony administration gave orders to conduct an archive survey, banned work from the sector and head guards posted there until the origin of the tunnel could be established. Took care of several colony problems. One of them, which I kept in so you could see what was going on and the conversations I had with my peeps. And that's it for that. So let's get on to the next planet. Or whatever. Lord Captain, our astropath received a message from Yrliet Scalander on Dargonis. He closely studied the data from the incursion on Babos 6, including the mention of the Xenos leaders. He promised to direct the efforts of his aides to identify those enemies of humanity so their location can be determined. Master Scalander is also reporting that the Drukhari are getting ready for more attacks on your territory. Information from his aides continues to arrive, and Yrliet will personally report to you the moment the target for the upcoming raid becomes clear. The Drukhari excel at catching their opponents off guard, so there will be little time to mount a response. According to Master Scalander, your personal participation in the defense would be the best strategy given the circumstances. An unidentified object has been located in the system. The artifact reacts to our transmissions by releasing unknown radiation, most likely of Xeno origin. The cogs are reporting. If you want to get a closer look, we need to close the distance between the vessel and the object. We'll start with this stuff. Oh, I forgot to... Oh, shit. I'm dumb. At first, it looked like the snowy and desolate planet was devoid of surprises, but the yellow and orange flickering of the lumens and the notification from the auger system informed officers there was a small colony that survived in spite of the harsh climatic conditions. All attempts to hail the colony have failed. It's not a scouting party. The explorers report the dismal condition of the settlements and its inhabitants. Their skin is translucent and pale, their icy blue eyes see practically no color, their language is rough and guttural, and their stomachs cannot tolerate anything except a stew made from local roots and mosses. Yet they are subjects of the Imperium, still loyal to the Emperor. They have mistaken your people for his emissaries. Find out what happened to the world. The local elders woefully reminisced about times long ago. Most of them were still sheltered in their mother's womb when the snow first settled on the verdant fields. Hail ruined the crops, and frost hardened the soil. Plants and large beasts could not sustain themselves were the first to go. They were soon followed by birds and other small animals. Most people in large cities perished, unable to warm themselves and their families. They say the governor and his entourage left the world in the first days of winter, taking all the provisions and fuel with them. No one responded to the pleas from this dying world. The stars remained deaf to the messages transmitted by the planet's box stations. These abandoned subjects of the Imperium still managed to save the machines and other valuables. They were of little use without a supply of promethium. Yet those who survived eventually adapted to the tribulations that the God Emperor had bestowed upon them. Give the unfortunate people a gift of promethium and send tech priests to perform the rites of generator maintenance. When the maw of the first generator belched forth a furious roar and black ash started falling from the sky instead of snow, the locals laughed and danced, trying to warm their limbs after decades of cold. They called down blessings upon their unseen savior, a rogue trader from the Von Valentius dynasty, and thanked the God Emperor for the fortuitous encounter. The explorer's departure was accompanied by shouts of approval, not to mention many parting gifts. Sweet. Let's go do... I need to go back. I forgot to check out that Hulk with that other planet. Lord Captain, this is Master Helmsman Raivor. The crew is grumbling again, but they have a reason this time. Our analytic systems have gone totally bonkers. The Red Robes, tech priests are blaming the anger of the machine spirits. Allegedly, this is how they profess their displeasure at the crew for not being merciful. We have largely managed to stabilize the output of the augers and auspexes across the ship, but you should know there is something awfully sketchy about the machines these days. I can't confirm, Lord Captain. The vessel's analytic systems were behaving incorrectly for a time. The cogitators could not produce statistical data and display meaningless numerical combinations instead. The augers failed to correctly analyze matter and mistook solids for liquids and vice versa. Thanks to the tech priest's efforts, standard operation of the ship's mechanisms have been restored. I am still registering sporadic reports of similar malfunctions, but we should be able to handle them. Alright. Eventually, member of the Argo crew detected a small Xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no signs of being crewed. Send out a boarding shuttle. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which has led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of Aeldari corpses. No weapons were found on board. The dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of a now defunct ship. The Xenos Yrliet claims to have recognized the symbol of the dead Aeldari's clothes. They were civilian refugees from the craft world Kudarek. So that's done. Now I can do this. Look up. Bridge, we have an unknown object dead ahead. Not an asteroid, clearly artificial in nature, but it's larger than Football Station. Copy that. Report relayed to officer on duty and pilots. Expect visual soon. We have visual. What the? Look out, this is the Voxmaster. I'm adding the pilots, senior officer, and Lord Captain to this channel. Her ladyship wishes to assume personal command. Lord Captain, we have requested intel on the object from the Argo array model, awaiting their response. Lord Captain on the line, no need to engage the augers. I know what it is. It's called a webway gate. Van Kalux here. What we see before us is a webway gate, an artifact that the Xenos used to get their sorcerer's realm, so to speak. It allows Aeldari to get around the sector quickly and serves as a hideout for the most unpleasant tribe, the Drukari, whom we have already met. Yrliet here. This gate is just like the one you saw in Little Atheon. The children of Assyrian wander the void through such contracts erected in ancient times. Any ship that passed through such a portal will enter a tangle of paths fathomable to none but my kin. Is there an auger report? According to available data, the subject consists of an unknown material foreign to the Imperium. We are registering an unknown class of energy profile. The engineers are at a loss about how this technology works exactly, but they did specify that the some of the words they make up. Energometry suggests that the system is holding an active charge. The object appears ready to do whatever it's designed to do. Can we deactivate this stuff? Can we activate this device somehow? Requesting a response from the Engineerium. Apologies, Lord Captain. Tech priests have refused to even consider such a possibility. It would be a violation of the Omnicized tenets and an extremely dangerous undertaking. Perhaps a certain companion of yours could... Even if I knew the secrets of this gate, I would never surrender to the Monkey. The webway is our kin's sacred refuge and a deadly trap for those such as you, Elentak. What is the senior officer's take on this? Van Kalux here. We see before us is a webway gate, an artifact that Xenos used to get their... We'll see that. All weapons fire on the object. Lord Cap's orders: destroy the object. Activate batteries, target firing in 3, 2, 1. Confirming contact with the object. Good, drone. Report. No effect. I don't know what that thing is made out of, but our weapons are powerless against it. Alright, that's enough of that bullshit. We're changing course and moving out. Yes, Lord Captain. Maneuver engines, changing course. Alright, so now... need to head back to... I bring woeful news, Lord Captain. Prelate Hectarius of the Order of the Hammer has passed away. Immediately after the launch of the orbital boxcar, he entered the halls of recording and, having sat on the command throne, was granted a vision. For over 3 days, Prelate Hectarius has preached about Saint Canadius and being reincarnated in a body made from the saint's own holy relics. This spiritual feat depleted Prelate Hectarius' strength, and he peacefully departed from the Emperor's throne shortly after the sermon's conclusion. The Order's elders believe this to be a sign that Saint Cagnadius' relics, currently stored on the planet throughout the expanse, must be brought together. The Order is preparing for the election of a new prelate under whose guidance it will be to undertake this holy mission. The majority of the votes are divided between Prioress Lugnalia, well known for her fervor, and the merciful cellarer Tychon. The minority of the Order sees Economist Nigmus, a humble and reasonable man, as their prelate. Does Prelate Hectarius' death not strike you as odd? I'm afraid it does not. The esteemed Hectarius began his service as a battle missionary and has long grown weary of the peaceful life befitting a man of his status. He yearned for a worthy spiritual feat, and when presented with a chance to serve as the voice of a saint, he gave what little strength remained. When he died, he was exhausted but content. How does the Order intend to carry out Saint Cagnadius' mission? The Conclave aims to procure all the relics that had once belonged to Saint Cagnadius, all that can be procured given that the saint is a legendary figure. Many items in the Cronus Expanse have an alleged connection to him. However, it seems unlikely that any of the relics' owners will be eager to part with them. The answer to the question of how the Order of the Hammer is going to retrieve them depends on the identity of its next prelate. I wish to know more about the candidates. Prioress Lugnalia was converted by Hectarnicus on one of the heathen worlds. She then served as his bodyguard for many years and eventually became the protector of the Order's reliquary and the leader of its military branch. As for Brother Tychon, he is an aristocrat by birth. He had an excellent education, could have lived in luxury had he not renounced secular life for the sake of aesthetic vows. He's intelligent, thoughtful, well-read, and most importantly, genuinely merciful. Few things can be said about the Oikonomus Nigmus. He has never been famous for his prowess in battle or his sermons, but the monastery has never wanted for anything on his watch. He is the most reasonable and unobtrusive individual. What will my companions say? As sympathy for Prioress Lugnalia, let her meet with Reverend Hieronymus on football. Should he accept her as a worthy leader, we ought to support her. A careful and sensible economist sounds like a safer bet to me than a fanatic or a clever aristocrat. The voices say that he has a few paltry secrets, and knowledge of those secrets guarantees us his loyalty. Brother Tychon. He and I have met back when he was called Tychon Drivestem. He wasn't a monk back then. He was a grandson and heir to Urban, governor of Dargonus. An honorable young man with a spark in his eyes. His ascension would mean much to the Drivestems. Adira, uncover some of Nigmus's little secrets. I need an obedient prelate. The voices will tell me where to look. Brother Nigmus has been chosen as the prelate of the Order of Hammer. His careful policy is far more oriented towards satisfying the rogue trader than successfully collecting Cagnadius' relics. Adira's investigation uncovers no egregious crimes in Nigmus' past, but did reveal a few minor but less than virtuous faults. The new prelate will agree to anything to keep his secrets hidden. Okay, so where's Dargonus? Lord Captain, we have received an astropathic message from Dargonis. Archelaus Gunner reports his units ready against the merchant ship in the silence of Sir Mergitz. Coordinates of a hypothetical contact have been forwarded to the crew. If you wish to support your subjects in a fight back against the Xenos personally, we must hurry. It is unlikely the merchant ship will be able to resist the enemies of humanity for long. Stat. So help me God. I just left it there. Good Lord. That's crazy. Alright, that's where... I can't warp travel there? Fuck me. I am screwed. I can't, it's just gonna suck. Alright, that's where we're gonna stop for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you come back, we're gonna do some deadly warp traveling. Try to get to... where was it? Silence of Mercigrit down here. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll find out. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot, helps channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Till next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.